Hi everyone, it's Peggy Merwin with Stamp with Peggy. Excuse me. It is Monday. I was going to say February 17th. Can you believe we have 2 weeks left in this month and another month is already gone? Hopefully you had a wonderful weekend. We had snow around here. Not bad at our house. I don't know. We probably had 2 or 3 inches maybe again. So we have 5, maybe 6 on the ground, maybe. A little bit of blowing and drifting. But Tony and I went up to Door County for the weekend. We went up Friday afternoon, got up there before the snow. And then where we were at in Sturgeon Bay, they got probably about 6 inches Friday, Saturday. We left Sunday morning and had some blowing and drifting on the way home, but it wasn't bad. Now it's frigid cold. I was home today because it's President's Day, so there's no school. And no matter what I did today, it's like, okay, I am freezing. My hands are cold. My toes are cold. I had to put socks on. I had to put long sleeves on, which I don't usually do when I'm working. But I got lots done today, getting prepped for our Stampin' Sisters retreat, which is 3 weeks away, just under 3 weeks away. So those of you who are doing swap cards for it, hopefully you are working on them and getting them done. I am busy cutting projects and things for you. So thank you all for joining. I'm going to get myself up over here so that I can watch. Hi, Chris. Hi, Sheila. I saw pop on. Hi, Annie. Hi, Becky. And hi to everybody else. I know I missed some as they were going through, so I apologize. Hi, Wendy. Okay, there we are. Can't wait for retreat. Me either. I did post today for Cabin Fever, which is my 1-day retreat, getting us ready for spring. And the date on it is March 29th. It's a Saturday. But the deadline to sign up is next Thursday. So you have a week and a half to get me emailed, or better yet, there is a link in the posting, both the Facebook post and the email post. So click on that link and get yourself signed up. Save a spot for yourself. We set up in tables of 4 grouping. So if you are together with 4 people, otherwise we will make some new friends. You can also get kit in the mail, which I'll go through some of that, but let's see. Comments, likes, shares. You guys have been doing fabulous. I'm seeing some new people that I have not seen before, so thank you for sharing. Those who are new, make sure you say hi so we can welcome you. If you are not right now, make sure that you do that you follow. Click on the follow button so that you get notification. Also, hop over to my Stamp with Peggy VIP. That's where you join my card sketch challenge and see some other fun things that others are posting. We've got some really cute cards out there for February's card sketch challenge. If you have not participated yet, you have 2 weeks. We had a couple of brand new people that have not shared before, so that was wonderful. And it's just fun to see. I will repost the template again, so it's up at the top so everybody can see that one. Okay, but likes, shares, comments, thank you so much. And both winners are getting the faux glass dots. And the first winner is Teresa Binder. So Teresa, thank you so much. I will be getting this popped out in the mail to you. The second lucky winner is also getting the glass faux dots. And Jeanne Kohler is the winner of this one. Okay, so I'll be getting those popped out in the mail. I've got a few that I need to get caught up on here. Tammy loved this month's card sketch challenge. Good, I'm glad. There are some really fun cards, some bright, cheery, some pretty color combinations. You guys did phenomenal. Okay, so we are going to, hi Emily, hi Peg. What did Peg just say? I saw something cold Iowa, snowy cold Iowa. You guys, I think, got more snow over there than what we did. I think you got kind of what upper Wisconsin got. Just kind of looking through a couple of comments. Okay, so I'm going to take you out. I'm going to turn you down. Okay. I'm back to my original camera holder. So bear with me just a second. Here we come. Back up. Get this over here. Hi, Catherine. Thanks for joining. Okay. We're a little crooked there. This is this month's host code. This month, March may be the final time for host codes. It is disappearing, and I believe it's disappearing around the middle to end of March. So we won't be able to do that anymore. So I also will kind of be going through. I need people to sign up on my customer list on Stampin' Up, choosing me as a demo, but making an account for yourself online. They're changing how we order and everything, and I really haven't talked about it much, but it's coming very quickly. Okay, I shared this because Easter Bunny Basket will be coming out soon. This was Cupid's 7 Days with Cupid. These are Tammy's. This camera view looks much nicer. You guys have to make sure you're telling me what you're seeing or not seeing. The other one on my screen was looking like it was close, but I had a couple of comments, thank you, that it was showing way far away and you couldn't see it. So this one works better. Yay. Okay, so again, this is Tammy's, and I'm going to kind of try to come a little bit closer. Okay, this is Tammy's 7 Days with Cupid, how she assembled them. Some of them she turned the designer papers around, some she didn't put designer paper on, kind of changed embellishments a little bit, and that is perfectly okay. But these were the 6 projects plus the one envelope that had, or gift bag that had sequins and trim and ephemera pack. So that's what all was in, and that's what they got to make. So Easter Bunny is busy getting ready and starting to plan for his little basket full of goodies. It's just something fun that I really enjoy doing, and I am so happy that you guys are enjoying. We'll have some fun little, I don't know, maybe some Easter cards. My plan is to try to get it out in the first week of April so that you have time to be able to get them done before Easter, okay? Not quite as close as we were here for Valentine's. Okay, I'm still trying to fix this camera, sorry. Okay, this is Cabin Fever. We have new logo stuff my daughter did for me. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so it is Saturday, March 29th from 9 until 3:30. And then the cost is $100 in person, or if you're picking up a kit that you can't attend in person, but I can mail the kit. It'll all come in a box. You'll get the same things everybody else does for $115 to cover the postage. It's a goodie bag filled with lots of extras, some things that you will be doing in the class or using in the classes, and then lots of things to take home, some fun surprises. Lunch is included with dessert, of course, and water. You get PDF tutorials for all of the projects, and it's divided by time frame. So it is a fabulous day, and it is on both my Stamp with Peggy page and my group with the link for forms, Google Forms, for you to fill out to sign up. So make sure you do that. If you're not on my email list and you want me to email it to you, please let me know and I will make sure I get that done. Okay, on to what we're doing today. It's time for a one-sheet wonder, okay? And I started with the designer paper because I think this paper is so awesome. It is the Everyday Happiness paper. Hi, Jeanne. If you just signed on, you were one of the lucky winners this week for comments and shares. So I'll be getting a package out to you. Okay, so again, this is the Everyday Happiness. Isn't this just pretty? I love Lost Lagoon. Goes really well with Pretty Peacock. It's just such a pretty gray granite, a little wild wheat, which is not one of my favorite colors. But in here, I think it's very, very pretty. And then turn it over and look at that. I mean, it just blends so well. So I chose for my one sheet wonder, and I did it as a 6x6. I chose this sheet. which the back side is this, which was kind of interesting. It wasn't quite what I was expecting. I was hoping a little bit more for this one, but it works really well, okay? So I cut my paper into 6x12s, and then I cut it into 6x6. So that's what I have, okay? We're going to cut that apart. But I'm also using greetings from Simply Said, and I'm using these 4 because the fonts all match, so it'll be a cohesive set of 4 cards. Hi, Alyssa. Thanks for joining. And then I'm also using elements of text. I'm using the little splotch. I started out with this, but I wasn't getting what I wanted, so I did this, okay? All right, so we're going to pull our paper trimmer in. And again, we're starting with a 6x6. Okay, now I got to see on the screen over there. It's lagging behind just a little bit, so give me just a second. Okay, here comes the paper trimmer. I just want to make sure that you can see, because remember, I cut left-handed, if that makes a difference. I know, isn't that, it would just be such pretty wallpaper. Love it. Okay, now I got to find my little cheat sheet over here. Okay, so we're going to start by cutting it into 3 inches. So we'll have 2 pieces that are 3x6. But I want to kind of see, and I think we're going to be okay. I think I did it so that it went this way. Okay, so we're going to cut it at 3 inches. So now we have 2 pieces that are 3x6. Okay, we're going to take the first one and we're going to cut it at 4.5 inches. Okay, whoops. So now I have a piece that is 3 by 4.5 and one that is 2 by 3. Okay, this one's ready as is. So we're going to set it off to the side. This one, we're going to cut 1 inch off so that I have a 2-inch piece and a 1-inch piece. Okay, so now we have 1 by 4.5 and 2 by 4.5. Those are going to set off to the side. Now we're going to pull back in the other 3x6 piece, and I will put a template up. And we're going to cut this one at 3 inches so that we have 2 pieces that are 3x3. And I'm double checking before I cut. Yes. Okay. This top one up here, we are going to measure in 1 inch. And we're going to mark, and I'm trying to see if you can see, but I'll show it in a second. Okay. So we are marking at 1 inch, and then I'm going to turn it and I'm going to mark it at 1 inch up here. Uh-oh, I see we're trying to see some family connections here. I love it. See, our stamping community is amazing. Okay, so we have a 1 inch mark from the top, 1 inch mark from the side. Now we're going to turn and we're going to cut this off. So we're going to line up our marks in the paper track and we're going to cut it so that we have this, but we're going to flip this, okay? And then our last 3x3 piece, now I'm going to look because remember we can turn it whichever direction we want. And, okay, we're going to start out with, and I got to double check here. Yep, this one's going to be cut at 1.5 inches. And I'm cutting from the opposite side this time because I wanted to see where the stripes were. Okay, so there's 1.5 by 3. And then this one, we're going to cut into 3 half-inch pieces. There's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so we're going to set all of that. We're done with the cutter. And now we're going to start our cards. Okay, I'm just going to pull all my pieces out. Okay, you're getting a sneak peek of a new online exclusive that is coming out the beginning of March to everyone. It is the white ribbon. And it's kind of almost like a gauze, a little heavier than a gauze. But so I cut an 8-inch piece of the white, and I wanted Lost Lagoon. So I took my light Lost Lagoon marker and I colored both sides of the ribbon. Okay, that way I could have coordinating, whoops, ribbon for my cardstock. Okay, and we're going to use the bow maker, which I know is a question all the time. Remind me how to do it. Okay, so you put your pegs where you want them for how big of a bow. You take your ribbon from the back to the front. Again, I'm left-handed, so I cross over. It doesn't matter which one you cross over. I cross the left over the right, and then I tuck the right-hand one up underneath everything. Okay, so it's underneath all of them, and I bring it to the front. And then you simply tie a knot. And before you pull it tight, you can maneuver, you can twist the ribbon so that you get it straight. All right, that is the bow maker. And so now we have a bow that you can't untie. Okay. All right, now I have my 5.5 by 8.5. All 4 of my card bases are Lost Lagoon, 5.5 by 8.5. Scored at 4 1/4. Okay. Then I have gray granite that is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And then I have a basic white. Okay. I started with 1/8 of an inch smaller, but it was too tight. 1/4 of an inch is hard for me. It's just too much. So what I do is, let's pull the trimmer in so I can put it right up close. Okay. What I do is on this one, the first piece was 5 1/8. So I went 3 notches less. Okay. So I went 1, 2, 3. It's the little hash just before the 5, which is, these are each 1/16 of an inch. So it's 4, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15 sixteenths, 4 and 15 sixteenths. And then it's 3 and 8, 9, 10, 11 sixteenths. And I know that's confusing as all get out, but that's what I did. You can do it 1/4 of an inch smaller if you choose to. Okay, so there's our card base. I have a basic white for the inside that is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. Okay, then I took a piece of Lost Lagoon that is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. It's actually 3 1/4 plus 1 notch. Okay, that's going to go on there. But you guys know me, and I don't like plain. And I forgot, this one's going to go this way. Okay, and so this is going to go on here. And then this corner is going to go on here. Okay, so it's going to go like that. And I'm looking at my thing. But I didn't like this plain. I like the border of white around the edge there. So what I'm going to do, first let's go ahead and glue these down. Okay, so we're just going to adhere these. And I'm just leaving a small border. And then we're going to stick this one on. Again, leaving a small border with just a little bit of distance, tiny bit of distance between the two so that the Lost Lagoon shows through there. Okay, so then it's going to set on there. I'm not going to adhere it yet because I want to add some splotches over here. Okay, so I'm going to use my splotch stamp, but I'm going to stamp off, and then I'm just going to come and go like this, but I'm still going to leave a little border to match the rest of it. And we're just going to go right up the side of this. Okay, so then it'll go like that. And then we're going to take the ribbon and we're going to add it right on here. Get my hand out of the way. Okay, so let's go ahead and adhere this one down. And let's see, I gotta get my piece again where I'm going with it. Okay, we're gonna go like that. And then I'm gonna put my adhesive back here for the ribbon. Okay, and I'm just kind of centering it, tucking those ends to the back. You can use regular tape on the back of it. I just put some of the seal on it, and that holds it in place quite well. Okay, there's that, there's that. We'll put a little of that in the middle. That goes on our gray granite. And that goes on our card base. And I know there's no dimensionals yet. Okay. My white piece is inside. I could stamp a little splotch on the inside if I wanted to. I could also take another piece of designer paper and cut out some of the flowers and add that. There is a die and a stamp set that coordinates with this paper. But what I did is I took Stylish Shapes and I used gray granite ink, again with the Simply Said stamp set. And isn't it just so pretty? I mean, it's just such a calm, peaceful, like cabin fever maybe. Okay, and we're gonna put that up there. Then we'll come back. Don't let me forget to add the embellishments, okay? We'll come back and do that. So there's card 1. And then we move on to card 2. Okay, and there is our envelope. Okay, so again, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Fold it. This one's gonna be an up and down piece. And this time we're going to use this one. Just got to double check my pieces and this one. Okay. But we have coordinating Lost Lagoons to go with it. So we are going to adhere these to our Lost Lagoon pieces. Looks like that one I didn't cut quite as well. I even tried it with the wild wheat. I like this faded out. This one's a little bit bright, but it still looked really cool. And it's like you could pull and get some die cards out of the opposite sides on those, pulling some of the wild wheat. I think that would work very, very well. Okay. So again, we have gray granite, which is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. I did it just a little smaller than normal to give us a little more Lost Lagoon around the outside of the card. Okay, so then we're going to put this inside. Hi, Sherry. Thanks for joining. Okay, that's not the right piece. That's the one I'm supposed to be stamping on. This is the one for the inside. Oops. Okay. So this time, normally I would stamp before I stick it on, but since I already put adhesive on it, I could stick it onto my silicone sheet though. You guys know that, right? Okay. So now this one is going to go on here. And again, we have the white border. And then this one is going to go on here, and then we're going to stamp around here. Okay, so I'm going to kind of leave that one in place for right now. We're going to pull this back in again. We're going to stamp off, and then, yep, I think I can just go like this and go right up the side. Okay, that'll work. So then we're going to adhere this. And again, you can always put the designer paper just onto your cardstock. I think it adds a little bit more to it when you mount it onto coordinating cardstock first. But that's just me. Okay, we're gonna come along here. So we're kind of centered top to bottom. I used my Stylish Shapes again and Birthday Wishes from the Simply Said stamp set. And so we're going to adhere that. Peel those all off. And that one's going to go right there. And I stamped all of the words in the gray granite just so that it kind of pulls that little bit of gray out of there again. And there's card 2. Okay. Card 3. So we're making 4 cards out of this one 6x6 piece of cardstock. And again, 5.5 by 8.5. Scored at 4 1/4. Okay, this one's going to be a horizontal again. So let's do right now. Let's take our bigger piece. Hi, Julie. Thanks for joining. Okay, so we're going to put the bigger piece inside. Whoops. And then we have our gray granite. We can go ahead and adhere that. Okay, we're going to stamp on the other white before we adhere it. Okay, so here's our white piece. Okay, this time we're using the 1 inch by 4.5 and the 1.5 by 3, but we're going to flip this one over. Okay, so we again have coordinating pieces to adhere to. We're doing a one-sheet wonder tonight, Julie. Okay, and so we're just going to do that. That one will lay across here. And then we're going to adhere this onto here. Okay, so now it's going to lay like this, and we can adjust how high up we go with this. Okay, so it's going to go like this. So maybe a little bit peeking here, but I want this center part covered. Excuse me. So we're going to bring our blotch back in again, and we're going to stamp off, and then we're just kind of going to go here and here. And we're just going to fill that little white space, leaving a border. And I want to try to get that. There we go. Okay, so how good are we there? Okay, I think that's going to be okay. I would like it to peek out a little bit more down here, and I forgot to stamp off there. And then let's take a peek like that and like that. I think we're good. Okay, so we're going to set that out of the way. We can go ahead and adhere this onto here. And again, I'm going to bring it up a little bit so that some of that shows down below. And then we're going to stick this one on. And we're going to kind of like that. Then that can go on our card front. Did everybody have a good, I didn't even think to ask, did everybody have a good Valentine's Day? Did you do anything special? Did you hang with the kids? Did you hang with hubby or someone else special? Like I said, Tony and I went up to Door County. We went to, it was wine pickup weekend at the winery that we are members of up there in Algoma. So Wendy, if you're still on, we were up there at Von Steele's for their pickup party and then did a tasting. Went over to the cider bar, so we had a good time. Okay, and then that's just gonna, just a note, it's just gonna go right up in there, coordinated well. And then our final card. So again, remember, we did 4 cards out of one 6x6 piece. So you guys can get a ton out of all that paper you're hoarding. There's more paper coming. All right, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. There's our basic white for the inside, which this time I cut 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Same as the gray granite. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and put that one on right now. And now we're down to our 3 1/2-inch strips of designer paper. Oh, I'm sorry. That's sad. It's not a good time at all. Okay, here's our 3 pieces. We're going to use the flowers on one and then this coordinated one. Suzanne, you do need to do this. One sheet wonders are awesome. And again, you can keep it as plain as you want or as fancy as you want. And I just saw Wendy is still on. Need to make, it was pretty cool up there watching the snow and stuff. I think we were up there once before. We've been up there with the snow when it's been in the spring, like in March when there's still snow. But I don't think we've been up there in the winter time before. So it was fun. We had a good time. And we have our next one booked for April to a vault opening where you get to taste special wines. Go downstairs into the vault of the winery. It's just a lot of fun. There you go. Exactly. 16 sheets out of 1 12 by 12. Okay. So this time we have our 1/2-inch strips, which are all mounted on Lost Lagoon. Okay. And we're just going to stagger them like that. So again, I want to fill these areas. Okay. So I'm going to move this. I'm going to bring my ink back in and we're going to stamp off. And then we're going to go here. Oops. And then we're going to come up. Okay, that'll take care of that one. And of course, we'll readjust some as we go. Okay, then I want one in here to take that space. Okay, whoops. And then we're gonna go here and we're gonna go right up the side again. And like I said, I'm stamping off each time so that I get a lighter shade. I don't want it quite as dark. Okay, and that's gonna work. Maybe one more little spot right in there. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and adhere these strips down, and we're going to leave border top and left, and then we're going to come down, oh, I don't know, a 1/2 inch or so that it's okay. And then we're going to put the last one on. So we have the flowers, we have the Lost Lagoon strip with the pretty peacock little spots. Okay, this can go on our card front. And then I used my Stylish Shapes and the Thanks stamp with gray granite. And then we're going to pop those up. Thanks, Judith. I'm glad you like them. So it was just kind of fun. Okay, we're going to put that in there. I'm going to close my stamp pad. And then we're going to use the antique pearls, which were in, I believe it was the last online exclusive. Okay, but I wanted a little color. And again, we don't have much with Lost Lagoon. So I used, you can take your Stampin' Blend and then you just go in and you color right on it and it changes the color to coordinate. So the ribbon and the pearls, we could do that with. Okay, and so You could absolutely use these layouts for scrapbook pages. Okay, so there's one. We're going to add down there, and then we'll put another one. So there's one. And then, just a note, we're going to add, let's put one there. Come on. And then one over there, and one down there. There's two. We'll bring happy birthday back in, and we'll add one, two, whoops. Thanks, Margie. Three, and that's really all the designer paper. And then we'll add some to our hello. There's one, and there's one. Okay, so now let's see if I can't cover up that splotch there. Okay, let's go 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm struggling here. Here, let's do it like this. How's that? Big, big middle. Okay, there you go. How is that? Now let me see if you can see it when I'm looking at my screen. I'm still lagging behind a little bit, but there are your 4 cards, all using one 6x6 piece of designer paper. So you hoarders out there, get those designer papers out and start making cards. And I'm trying to think who, someone commented, we had a snow day last week, and I kind of said, what are you doing? And someone then said they were making cards, and they do them for the soldiers, they do them for the nursing homes. I know a lot of you say, I have so many cards. Okay, get the cards out, drop them off someplace. Drop them off at a doctor's office, drop them off any place that people will use cards. They love the handmade cards, and they're so much more personal than a store-bought card, right? Okay, so you guys have a fabulous week. I will put all of the measurements on the cutting piece, and I want to see you post some cards out so that we can all see what paper you're using, what color coordination you did. Okay, everybody have the middle one, this one or this one, the top one, top middle or bottom middle, Wendy, or the 2 middles. Yeah, it's just so much fun. Different ways to do it, different papers. Okay, you guys have a fabulous week, and I will see you next Monday. Take care. Bye-bye.